Hey guys, we're back, and you guys didn't get to hear the music for here last time, so we're listening to the music right now. It's kind of in the background. That's just a preview.
You have never joined us before. My name is Mitch.
And I'm Sean. Yep. Ooh, the sound files are wrecked. Okay, we're getting out of here, but anyways, if you want to, just check out Kingdom Hearts piano collections, and a lot of the music in here comes from there, so we're going to move on.
Boom!
Boom! We are now back at the main town, and that's the teleporter to Not, which we didn't take. It was Embervale, by the way, was the name of that elvish town. I forgot it in the last episode.
Oh.
So now we're going into the last phase of things. We're going to the Isle of Fate.
The Isle of Fate.
This is one of my bigger projects, one of the more recent ones as well. It's my take on Destiny Islands from Kingdom Hearts. And yes, it's a little bit different. There's all these beacons coming up out of here. That'll be explained later. It is a little bit different. I mean, there's a structure actually inside here. There's all kinds of stuff that, isn't in Kingdom Hearts. Basically, in my world, what this is a place where the remaining Keyblade wielders from the War of the Ancients actually still live. So this is their last kind of refuge after the war with Xehanort. Well, anyone who knows Kingdom Hearts would know Xehanort's the big bad guy from there. So, I'm going to be making a lot of KH references here, so don't feel too bad if you don't catch up with it if you don't know Kingdom Hearts. But this is kind of just my take on Destiny Islands, and it's kind of upscaled from another map I downloaded and kind of worked with, but it's definitely a lot different all of its own. This is just kind of some of the internal stuff that's different from the game, like, these are areas you can't go into in the game. Just kind of different stuff I wanted to show here. The sound file for it should be kicking in any time now. Anytime now. You'd think the game could hear me, but it can't.
You would think the game could hear you?
Well, I mean, based on, just, like, because it ignores me. It's like, it should be coming on any time now, and then it doesn't come on. But, these are just some of kind of the areas of this place. I actually want to go look at the sound file, but or, not the file, but the circuit, because... Oh, here's the TARDIS, by the way. We're going to go into that next to get to where we're going. You go through that... I can hear it running in the background now. You go through that door to get back to Atella. That's kind of where the door to the heart of the world is in the game. But yeah, I just kind of like this area. We'll go back in there in a second. We've got this nice sunset here, and this place is eternally sunsetted. That took forever to figure out how to freeze time in the world, by the way. I actually used to have it set up here where there was a circuit that was light-based, and when it would get to a certain level of darkness, it would set the sun back up. But
that's cool.
That got a little bit annoying when you could see the sun sinking and then coming back. So I fixed it, basically.
I see.
So anyways, you can hear the music in the background here, and I'm kind of waiting for it to get close to its end, because otherwise it kind of ruins the effect. The reason being that the inside of the TARDIS is actually underneath all of this. So they share the sound section, basically. The circuit is the same for both of them. I'll show you guys how that works after, and then we'll do Radient Citidel as its own episode.
Radient Citidel as its own will be awesome.
That's right. Okay, we're in the TARDIS now. Ooh, that's a lot louder. I hope that isn't so much louder in the video.
I hope so, too.
Or we're going to have to re-record. Right. Anyway, so this is the TARDIS from Doctor Who, and I thought I fixed all the sound files. If I didn't, we're going to have to re-record this episode. But you got the underlayment of the main hall here. And this is meant to be based off kind of the, well, it wouldn't change it in the game. Well, I'm not actually sure that it's that loud, because if you'll remember, that's actually what Atella sounded like, too. However, this is the hall of the Doctors. If we have to re-record, it's not a big deal anyways, but each of these is based off of one of the Doctors, kind of the layouts. I picked color schemes-wise based off either their outfits or something about them. Or actually, for some of the more recent ones, their particular TARDIS. For example, the 10th Doctor kind of went with a color scheme that was coral, like, like the 10th Doctor had the coral theme. But yeah, so there's a couple interesting things in here. You've got a big pool. I don't know why I wanted a big pool. There's a library. And it actually has its own control center in it, much like the... What do you call that big room anyways? The TARDIS Central Room, I don't know.
No.
Well, here's the core anyways, and this is... I used actually some of the stuff from the TARDIS as a basis for some of my other Ancients towns. And in my storyline, the Ancients are actually, like, basically they're an encompassing race that covers both Time Lords, like the Doctor, and also Keyblade Builders. So it's kind of a crossover type thing. This is the Zero Room, which hasn't ever been seen in the new Doctor Who series, but if you look at some of the older ones, it's been used before. And those are all the ancient throne rooms are actually based off that. And then this is, of course, the Chameleon Circuit for the TARDIS. The Castle of Naught is an ancient structure as well. Like, I call them ancients. I actually used to have a name for them. I forget what it was. The race, I mean. Basically, the TARDIS is a part of the Castle of Naught that was split off in the last days of the war. And this is what a Castle of Naught room typically looks like. So the story here is that the whole TARDIS actually is like this normally, but it's currently under a design camouflage system like this. The Castle of Naught does not have its camouflage system enabled and will all be white rooms like that. But you know, the TARDIS does have the Chameleon Circuit. You can actually change how the interior looks, as they do many times. A storage room that I just went in and out of a bunch of times, I don't know why. Then the TARDIS Forge. And then the last place we're going to go is the TARDIS Teleport Room. I know, the TARDIS shouldn't need a teleport room, but it does. The story here is that these actually lead to past versions of these towns, basically, or data versions of the towns. I'm not really sure how I wanted to roll it, but basically these will lead to two places. That's Radient Citidel there and Starlight Refuge. You know what, we're just going to do the overview of Radient Citidel, and I'll maybe do a detail episode some other time. I don't know if it'll be part of this series. It might be part of a different one. But this is the entrance here. Radiant Citidel is based off of Radiant Garden from Kingdom Hearts, which is a huge place. And someone is about to enter the room and interrupt. I can almost feel it. Maybe not. Anyways, so this wall took forever to build. Probably about a week all on its own. The wall and towers here. And most of it's not actually cloned in. I actually built most of the wall up to like maybe, I want to say about this height right about here by hand, and then cloned up the top part. But yeah, so we're kind of just flying around the wall right now, and then we'll get into some of the districts after that because we still got a little bit of time left. But Radiant Citadel or Radiant Garden is from Kingdom Hearts, Hollow Bastion. And by now it's loaded enough that I can show you the really cool effect of entering, because it really is a very cool effect. Where you have, hang on a second, I'm going to do something. Video settings. I'm actually going to set the render distance up another 2 notches so that... Oh, and now of course it deloaded. But it's really a cool effect. I'm preloading. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you guys can't hear all the yelling in the background. But no, because it's got this cool effect of the castle back there, where when you walk up, you got this giant castle, which is not exactly like the Kingdom Hearts version of Radiant Garden, I'm well aware. It's just kind of my own take on the whole setup. A lot of it's very different. But you have some, this is the first time you'll be seeing NPCs in here, but you've got some of the characters from Kingdom Hearts. I'm not going to get into it all, but I will show you all the skins that I did, because I spent a long time working on these skins. I actually gathered some. All my skins are basically like, I look on the internet for skins and I edit them to make them look right. Whoops, that wasn't what I was trying to do. I was trying to just talk to the person and stop them long enough to... Oh, I moved them back here. This is the only one that actually... No, 2 of them follow a moving path. But you've got different Kingdom Hearts characters here, basically. There might be a couple Final Fantasy characters all about. This is a residential district up in the front area here. Anyways. But... Mitchell's sitting here contemplating his navel. It's okay, though. And I just want to show off some of the work I've done here. And it was a big project. This probably took about 2 months or so to complete. I'll do the castle on its own, I think, as a separate thing. In fact, actually, I'm probably going to just do... Yeah, I'll do the castle on its own, but you have Sid, you know, from Final Fantasy. This took me forever to do because I used to have a fill clock to make this work, and it broke everything when it would run. But you have Merlin's house here, and I actually have an algorithm that you can set the height. Basically, you can figure out someone's actual height and then convert it to a Minecraft height percentage using custom NPCs, you know, so find the percentage. This is actually currency exchange. Someday I'll have a currency system where each of these comes from one of the different towns. You know, the different races have different currencies. This is the ancient currency. Here is rubies. There are Moogles here. Yep, that was a Moogle in a black coat. Black coats represent people who are projected from the modern world into the past world, basically. So we'll see a couple more of them. This is the Fountain Court here. You have a residential district up here with a particularly special character known as Sephiroth from Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. Both. These are some shops here, and you got Moogles in the Synthesis shop. This is a food shop here. All of these just have Moogles in them. I'm not going to go into it. Armor and weapons and potions there. You have a library over here with Aerith running it from Final Fantasy. And, like I said, just all the different skins. What? Oh, yeah. So we're getting close to being done here. This is the last section here before the castle, which we'll do on its own. And you have Leon or Squall and Cloud from Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy in the reactor section. This is actually based off the TARDIS reactor right there, as you can kind of see. I picked a couple other things up, like the... I forget what this is called. Garden of Assemblage in Kingdom Hearts 2. But yeah, I just want to kind of do some different stuff here, and we'll go into the castle next time. It can be an episode all of its own. And I will see you guys next time. Please like
and subscribe,
and we'll see ya.
Peace.